to break through the clouds, and conditions look absolutely ideal. The pitch has dried out remarkably well, and the wind is only slight, so we have all of the ingredients required for a top-class game of football. Well, this is always an important fixture in the Championship, but few could have forecast or scripted this particular scenario. So big Rangers support has travelled from all over the country, and Aberdeen out in force as well. And here come the teams. Just awaiting the Aberdeen players. But really a tremendous atmosphere here. Pittodrie these days holding in the region of 22,000 people. So the boot very much on the other foot from a decade ago when Aberdeen were carrying all before them. Here come in fact the Aberdeen players now. Absolute bedlam here. I was saying the boot's very much on the other foot because 10 years ago Aberdeen beat Rangers in this corresponding fixture by 5 goals to 1. A Frank McDougall hat-trick was involved there, and Aberdeen took a 21-point gap on Rangers. Well, Rangers 27 points ahead of the Dons going into this game this afternoon. So let's have another look at the teams. Aberdeen first of all. And Aberdeen making 3 changes from the team that lost at Kilmarnock last week. Out go Brian Grant, Scott Thompson and Stephen Glass. Glass in fact dropping to the bench. And Duncan Shearer comes in from the start. He was a substitute last week. Ian Jass had recovered from his ankle injury. And Ray McKinnon, the former Dundee United player, coming into the starting lineup. Alan McInally.
Yeah, Jerry, I'm looking forward to this. Interesting, a good reception the Aberdeen team got from fans here.
That means debuts for Gary Boland and Alex Cleland, the 2 players bought recently from Dundee United for £750,000. A good bit of business by Walter Smith, and it certainly gives him a few fresh options. So the referee, Jim McCluskey from Stewarton, and this is his 3rd appearance in our live games this season. He's reckoned to be the top referee in Scotland, and of course he handled the Coca-Cola Cup final a few months back, so it's an important afternoon for him and for these 2 sets of players. So it's Hateley and Laudrup who gets the match underway. As I said earlier, Rangers going for the 7th consecutive title, and of course they ended the barren years here at Pittodrie back in 1987 when they won the championship under Graham Souness. So that's an early touch for the Rangers captain, Richard Gough. And Roy Aitken, what a day for him. Well, he made his Celtic debut here 19 years ago, almost to the very day, in a 1-0 win for Celtic. He was just 17 years of age at the time. He's now 36, and one of the big days in his career, absolutely no doubt about that.
Yeah, I'm certainly sure he wishes he could be out there. More important things in his mind now. He's in charge of the team, and his motivation now is all coming from the dressing room, and he hopes he's got over enough to the players today that they can put on a good show and take something from this game and get themselves pushed back up that league.
So the referee awarding a free kick to Rangers. The Rangers don't have the best of records at this ground. Aberdeen, in fact, still hold a healthy lead. They've won 35 to Rangers 22 in the matches between these sides in the Premier Division. So it's Goff playing it forward. Headed on there by Robertson, away by Gary Smith. And Shearer there blocked by Basil Bully. An apology. And Duncan Shearer, of course, has had so many injury problems this season. He'll want to get his goals tally up to the standard of last year, where he scored 24 in all. So it's Gary Smith floating in the free kick, looking for Shearer. He gets a touch. It's away though by McCall. And Hateley well challenged there by Ingles. An interesting tussle between these two this afternoon. Use of an arm there indicates the referee against new boy Alec Cleland. So this is Stuart McKimmie. It's not a good one, that. Still the Dons have it, though. That was McKinnon playing it wide to Miller, who's popped up on the left-hand side. And that's the other Miller, Charlie, in the colours of Rangers. It's chested down now by Gary Smith. Plays it through, looking for Shearer. And the ball just skimming off his forehead. Gary Smith floating that one in, and Shearer making a good forward run. The ball just coming off the top of his head.
It was a good ball from Gary Smith. Unfortunately, just a little bit too high for Duncan Shearer. He certainly was in front of the defender. And that was almost the first chance for Aberdeen. And I think it could be a real handful today for Rangers defence, Duncan Shearer.
Good solid kick out from Ali Maxwell. And the referee stepping in, awarding a free kick against Hateley.
Another momentous battle between Ingles and Hateley today. The referee will have to be watching them constantly, I would imagine.
Yeah, there was a bit of bad blood between them a couple of seasons back. But hopefully that's all behind them, and they concentrate on the play this afternoon. With a touch by Craig Moore. As expected, Alec Cleland operating on the right-hand side for Rangers, but here's an early chance for the Dons, and that was well handled by Maxwell. Billy Dodds charging in there and having the shot at goal. Nice little turn by him.
I think when he sees that again, he'll realise what just a good chance it was. Didn't get enough power on it, and certainly could have troubled Ali Maxwell a lot more than that.
A long one played for Hateley. This is Robertson onto his old stamping ground. Good play by Rangers. Still it's Robertson. Hateley, it's laid off by Hateley, and that's a great save there from Charlie Miller by Theo Snelders. Miller getting in the first time shot. Good build up by Rangers, still to have it. It's Laudrup, and that's a corner kick. So that really gets the Rangers fans going in this capacity crowd here.
Good play by Mark Hateley. I thought he was going to take a touch and maybe turn himself. Good start, a great save by Snelders, keeps Aberdeen in the game. But it was all started by that young Charlie Miller with a great back heel with Dale Robertson. Rangers on the ascendancy.
Then it's aimed in towards Hateley. Ingles gets the touch. Laid off by Cleland. Takes a return from McCall. Cleland again. Bully's well forward, but just too well forward. The offside flag goes up. And that's the free kick to the Dons with just over 5 minutes gone, and still no scoring here at Pittodrie.
A little bit tentative there from Alec Cleland. I think he could put his foot on the ball and maybe put a telling cross in the box. Decided to play it to Basil Bully, who really was in offside position. Alec just showing a little bit of nerves in the opening period at the moment.
It's a free kick against Richard Goff. Foul there on Billy Dodds. The Rangers quite clearly climbing onto the Dons player. But the free kick comes to nothing, safely into the hands of Ali Maxwell, playing his 6th game of the season this afternoon. Just one shutout so far, but he's been a very able deputy for Andy Gorham, not just in this spell, but also last season. That's all the way through to Snelders, who wastes no time. With a keenness from both sides in these early stages. Aberdeen know that 3 points are essential, and Rangers certainly don't want to get into the kind of ruts they got into towards the end of last season. So Shearer getting a touch. It's Paul Kane trying the effort, but well over the top. But I was mentioning there that Rangers won't want to get into the kind of rut they did last season, because apart from costing them the Scottish Cup final, and not the best of run-ins in the Championship, it really carried forward into the new season against AEK Athens and the Coca-Cola tie against Falkirk. So they want to keep their sharpness, despite the fact they're overwhelming favourites. But here's a break on. Dodge was definitely onside. Shearer's in the middle. This is a great chance for Shearer. And that's well taken by Ali Maxwell, who's taken a knock in those exchanges. A great break on the right by Dodge. Shearer got himself into a bit of space. The ball was played through, but Maxwell knew he had to come for it, and he took it well and took a knock in the exchanges, but he's all right now.
Full marks to Jan Jess for keeping the ball in play. I've just got to think that Duncan Shearer could have been a little bit sharper across the goalkeeper, and it would have been a simple tap in for him, but full marks to Ali Maxwell. He did get down, saved the danger for Rangers, but a real chance for Aberdeen there.
So a good lively start to the match. Both sides committed to attack, and Gary Smith took a knock there as he was rather late challenged by Haitley, and there's another Aberdeen player on the ground as well, and I think Stuart McKimmie. So two Dons players will require some treatment here.
Certainly Stuart fell very, very awkwardly there, almost did the full tumble of Cran and landed very heavily on his neck.
Well, Gary Smith, as you saw there, is back on his feet. Haitley caught him after the ball had been played forward, but McKimmie had taken an earlier knock. So he's climbing high there, an upward fall as he went over the top of Loudrup, and perhaps just a little nip there by the Dane as well.
Yeah, certainly you saw just how severely Stuart fell there. Thankfully he's okay. He can carry on with his duties.
So the match restarts with a throw to be taken by Craig Moore, the young Australian fullback of Rangers. Here it comes again. This is McCall. Boland's away on the left, but that's well intercepted. Aberdeen getting it forward there through Ian Jess. There's Maxwell having to move quickly. Well, Haitley's being very well policed so far. This is Bolly running into a bit of trouble, but the free kick is awarded. Ray McKinnon was the culprit there. So the match going along at a fair old pace. Loudrup's popped up now on the right-hand side, cutting infield, but trying to pick out Haitley, but just putting too much pace on that one. But a player who will just switch from flank to flank and cause as much damage as possible. This is Stephen Wright now for Aberdeen, looking for Dodge. Goff's with him. Maxwell comes out and hesitates, and a bit of a breakdown in communication there between Goff and Maxwell. Maxwell came running from his line, hesitated there, and eventually had to go down.
Yeah, he did. I think Richard's intentions were for Ali to come and get the ball. Richard policed it back well enough, but Ali certainly a little bit slow in coming to get it. Just on your last point, Jerry, about Brian Loudrup switching from play to play, that's when communication between the Aberdeen defence will be really important today, because there's no set person just to pick him up, and if he's on your side, then they'll have to talk to each other just exactly who's going to pick him up, or he's going to cause a lot of problems for Aberdeen today.
So just over 10 minutes gone here at Pittodrie Stadium. It's Aberdeen 0, Rangers 0, but the game going at a cracking pace. David Robertson, who's in superb form at the moment, with the throw, looking again for Haitley. And the offside flag goes up, and that was a close call. And certainly the Rangers fans below us not at all happy with the linesman over on this near side. This is Shearer. Miller tries to get in there, but it was Moore who got it away. McCall through now to Cleland. This is Loudrup. And that ball deflected, but straight into the hands of Snelders. A genuine deflection, and the goalkeeper, of course, can pick it up.
Not really that impressed with Gary Smith there. He let Brian Loudrup a chance to turn and go at him when really Gary should have been closing him down a lot quicker than that.
Well, Billy Dodds took a knock to his face as he went into a challenge there with Richard Goff, and the referee, quite rightly, is calling for some attention for the player. You can see the ball it was that did the damage, and any knock to the head or face, the referee has to act swiftly, and that's exactly what Jim McCluskey did.
Yeah, Billy just losing the fight of the ball. Richard trying to clear the ball ahead, or just come off Billy's face.
So happily, he's okay. McKimmie at full stretch, conceding the throw-in. Stuart McKimmie, a bit of a rarity in that he's Aberdeen born. A lot of this John's side from the west of Scotland and beyond. This is Laudrup, twisting and turning, showing lovely close control, getting away from a clutch of Aberdeen players. Robertson runs and good support. Cleance is the referee. It's a slack play by Ian Jess. He did well to win the ball, and it was McCall now playing it through to Cleland. Well, a misunderstanding there, and Aberdeen have it again. McCall and Moore left it to one another, but it's Bolly now for Rangers. This is Moore, Cleland, and McKimmie coming in a bit on the late side, and the referee will have a word with the Aberdeen man. So a ticking off there for McKimmie.
I think really Alec Cleland knew Stuart was coming in. Stuart was certainly very late, but I think a pat in the back to the referee McCluskey. He didn't book Stuart. It wasn't a particularly bad tackle.
Well, Gary Boland having a shot at goal. And this is debut. Well, he got himself clear of suspension to play in this match. And he was a substitute for Dundee United in the Scottish Cup final against Rangers last May. He didn't come on that day. Goff climbing high. Laudrup's back on the left-hand beat now, and it's Stephen Wright who heads out of play for the throw to Rangers. It's given away by Robertson. It's played through by Kane to Shearer. This is McKinnon stepping away from Bolly. The ball takes a bit of a deflection. That's good defending by Craig Moore, and that draws applause from the Rangers fans. Hitchley attacks that ball. Not had much success so far. The offside flag is up against Shearer. That was a tight one as well, but the flag going up immediately on the far side there from Martin Clark. Bolly plays a high one through, but it's a wasted opportunity. All the way through to Theo Snelders. Well, the Dutch keeper very much a favourite here at the Tawdry. He's been here now since 1988. It's McKinnon's header for Aberdeen. Well, again a bit of hesitancy in the Rangers defence. And Craig Moore's been involved in a couple of them. So Rangers will have to settle down. Of course, a couple of new players coming into the setup this afternoon, and Rangers will maybe take a bit of time to settle. But here come Aberdeen. It's Dodds going for the line, getting in the cross, but the ball dipping behind for the goal kick. So Billy Dodds pushing forward at every opportunity. Well, there is a Willie Miller here this afternoon, and that's him from Dundee, the near side linesman, billed to his friends on the grade 3 lists. The referee steps in now and awards a free kick to Rangers, just inside the Aberdeen half. And Robertson has pushed well forward, right to the edge of the area. Haitley starts a run from the left side, but the offside flag, it goes up as Rangers players attack the ball.
Certainly Mark started his run very early there. I think Aberdeen were looking for him to do it. It's a good ball in, he's already well ahead in. It might even have been Gary Bowen that he gave offside against.
So Walter Smith, the Rangers manager, sitting up in the stand so far, but no doubt there'll be the customary visit down to the trackside before the afternoon's out. That goal ball hooked high into the air by John Ingalls. Snellers now with more than 200 league appearances for the Dons. One of their season campaigners and someone that Roy Aitken will be looking to in this vital run-in. Of course, Aberdeen just avoided relegation on goal difference back in the first year of the Premier Division, along with Dundee United, and of course both clubs went on to do great things. Aberdeen have never been relegated, but I'm sure out there this afternoon they're taking their manager's advice. There are 36 points up for grabs between now and the end of the season. Beating Rangers would be indeed a good start, but it's a matter of grinding out results, making things safe, and going into a new season.
Well, I think an important start would be today, Jerry. If you can take anything from Rangers, who are flying high at the top of the league, I think that would do a great deal for their confidence.
McKinnon trying to get forward, but he's challenged here by Charlie Smith. Comes off the head of Cleland. This is Joe Miller. He's closed down by Moore. Now it's McCall playing it through for Cleland. McKimmy's with him. The goalkeeper commits himself, and Snelders diving into the tackle there and saving the day for Aberdeen. Good break forward by Cleland, and the goalkeeper took responsibility despite the fact that there was a chasing defender. So we have an injury on the far side of the field. Charlie Miller, I think it is. He took a knock just a moment or so ago as he went into challenge for the ball. So Miller's certainly been a player to make his mark since breaking into the team. He in fact made his debut here in September, and in September of last season, and it was a 1-0 win for Aberdeen. But thankfully he's back on his feet, and the two Rangers substitutes warming up. Turned away again. It's Cleland laying it off to Laudrup, who's on the right-hand side again. That's a good cross. Haitley's there, but they couldn't get in behind the ball properly. It glanced off his head and behind for the goal kick. But Laudrup again, showing the danger he carries, getting in another good cross. Just dropped behind Stephen Wright, but Haitley couldn't get any direction on the header. Yeah, big Mark's run, just started from the wrong place here. The ball went too deep, but he still wants to get on the end of it. Unfortunately, just couldn't direct it on target. This is Craig Moore. It's Miller. Aberdeen have it now, though. It's Jess playing it through. That's a good ball to Shearer. Nice little back heel from him. Joe Miller sends it, and the chance on for Jess, and the goalkeeper manages to claw the ball away. Well, it was Ian Jess who began that move with a sweeping ball through to Shearer. He found Joe Miller, and Jess had made up a lot of ground, and Maxwell did ever so well to block that one.
Well, you won't get a better cross than this all day. A superb deep cross right to the back post. Ian Jess coming in at the back. You can see he's making his run. Ali Maxwell makes the round up really well and saves the day.
That's Ingalls climbing. It's away by Goff. Ingalls again, and that's behind for the goal kick. But Ian Jess did really well there, starting that particular move out on the right-hand side of the field, getting the ball through to Shearer. And that's a couple of decent opportunities now for Aberdeen. So Ian Jess, following his injury problems, starting to push himself in this Aberdeen side again. Haitley trying to get forward, but outnumbered, and McKinney leaves it Who's goalkeeper?
I think Big Roy will be happy with that last move. It's all right to say Ian Jess actually started the move, Jerry, but he was in at the end where it hurts and almost made it count for Aberdeen, and that's where he needs to be going into those forward positions to create something for Aberdeen.
This is Ingles. Looking for Shearer. Bolly watches it carefully. It's away by Robertson. Claim was there from the Rangers fans that Hateley was fouled. Play on, says the referee, who had a good view of things. Nice little touch by Shearer. This is Joe Miller. That's a good effort from Miller. The ball starting to dip, but just too late. Well, that's a sign of confidence from Joe Miller in his second spell here now at Aberdeen. Well, he's still looking for his first goal of the season, and he'd love to score one this afternoon. Of course, he did score the winning goal against Rangers in the 1989 Scottish Cup final, which was Celtic's last trophy win. And that's Craig Moore coming in to win that one for Rangers. Now it's Alec Cleland. Cleland operating on the right-hand side ahead of Moore, giving Rangers plenty of width. Got a good challenge going in there, and Walter Smith now has come downstairs as predicted, and this is McKinnon. Long ball out to the right, controlled by Jess, but across came Gary Bowen to sweep that one out of play.
I think you've just seen a part of Roy's tactical predictions today for Aberdeen, switching the play to Ian Jess and Joe Miller as often as he possibly can. And he obviously wants them involved in Aberdeen's play.
Well, Jess going for the line there, but the ball drifting behind. So Ian Jess with just the 2 goals this season, but they've come in the last 3 games, and of course he has had, as I said, his injury problems. He won a League Cup medal against Rangers at just 18 years of age. It was just his 5th game for the Dons, so a great start to his career. But now he must push those injury worries behind him. Again, Hateley is well policed. Gary Smith and Ingles and McKimmie moving inside whenever necessary, keeping a very close eye on the big Rangers striker. This is McKimmie. Moore gets a foot to that, not very convincingly. It's Dodge playing it across. Boland keeps a cool head. Still Aberdeen have it though. McKinnon plays it through. That's Moore who does well. Better touch by him this time. Now it's Cleland. This is McCall. Laudrup. And Joe Miller giving chase. Miller showing great appetite for the game. That's a great ball by Laudrup. Cleland sends it in, but he just overcooked that one. Hateley began running in towards the near post. Cleland put plenty into that one, and it's away on the far side now with Jess, and he has to settle for the throw-in.
I think a new player coming into the team, I think, was the problem there. Big Mark's run was superb, near post, he's in front of the goalkeeper. If Cullen's ball was low and hard at all, Big Mark scores, but great play from Brian Laudrup.
Roy Aitken sending some instructions and towards trackside. It's Rangers who are in possession. It's Laudrup, who again looks very much in the mood this afternoon. Moore's in support. Here he is. Laudrup keeps running. Oh, great skills again. And a good climb there. And Bowen coming so close to a debut goal, but delightful skills by Brian Laudrup on the right-hand side, leaving McKinnon for dead, and Bowen climbing well, but the header wide of target.
Well, honestly, I think Big Roy on the phone there trying to say to Aberdeen players, don't let Brian Laudrup get away from you and get a tackle on him, and it's very, very good, difficult to do that. And Gary Bowen almost making a superb debut with a goal. Unfortunate.
So just over 25 minutes of this match gone, still no scoring, but plenty of goalmouth action. Ball breaks through to Stuart McKimmie. It's Miller. Good play by Miller. McKimmie again. Aberdeen playing with a lot of confidence here, but it's Cleland stepping in. The ball runs away from him. Rangers fans claim he was impeded, but the referee shakes his head. And Gary Smith plays that one through, looking for Dodds. It's a bit ambitious, and it's behind for the goal kick. Billy Dodds with 9 goals so far this season, 3 of them coming from the penalty spot. Celebrated his 26th birthday last Sunday. Ball played in almost behind Stephen Wright, and he does the sensible thing, he whacks it out of play. Almost caught there, the young defender. So Rangers have the throw down towards the corner flag. It's Bowen who provides the cross. It's away by Gary Smith, and as far as McCall. And Laudrup comes back over on the far side again. Difficult man to pin down. Referee allowing advantage here. It's Charlie Miller with a shot. That's a fine effort, dipping just over the crossbar. Well, the referee explaining to Laudrup he was allowing advantage, and although the Dane went down quite heavily, the chance was certainly on for Charlie Miller. That was good refereeing by Jim McCluskey, and the ball dipping just over the bar. Yeah, it was good refereeing. He realised Brian had been taken, but Charlie Miller was in a good shooting opportunity. Let play go on with advantage, and I just took time out to explain to Brian why. It's Goff's header, a little touch by Miller. A long one from Robertson. Headed down by Ingles. It's picked up by Laudrup. And he's challenged by Kane, and it's a free kick against the Aberdeen player. So much hinging on Laudrup for Rangers this afternoon again. He's causing problems on both flanks. That's Richard Goff to take this one for Rangers. Inevitably aimed in towards Hateley, but again Aberdeen managed to scramble it clear. It's McCall's header. This is Laudrup. Switch of play to Bully. Good play by Charlie Miller, stepping away from Kane initially, and then from McKinnon. They're trying to get the cross in there, but the Dons have possession again. This is Joe Miller. Forced to check his stride there by Cleland. Crossfield pass, but just a little bit ambitious, just too much in it as he tried to pick out Ian Jess. The intention was good, and Joe Miller playing with plenty of confidence. It's away by Ingles. In comes Moore with a good solid challenge against Joe Miller. With Gary Smith. McCall comes in for Rangers. It's away by Ingles. This is Shearer with Goff. Goff wins it. That's Bowen. That's another risky one there, but goes all the way through to Maxwell. It's played now for Hateley. There's one initially by Stephen Wright. This is Jess. It's Wright again, quickly closed down by Robertson. Bowen has it, but Robertson intercepts. Aberdeen getting players forward here now. It's Jess playing it into the danger area. Well, Shearer and Dodds were getting forward, but not quite quickly enough, and now it's Rangers on the break through Cleland. This is McCall. Miller. In steps Robertson. Good positive play by the Rangers fullback. He tries a shot, it's punched down by Snelders, and McCall sends it high over the bar. Well, Robertson packing a tremendous shot there. 3 goals he has this season. We saw him last week in splendid action. Hits it there like a bullet with the left foot, and it broke out then to McCall. It really does. Sometimes when he comes forward, David Robertson, he looks so quick he could catch pigeons sometimes, and it was a superb shot. Snelders was equal to it, and McCall couldn't get the rebound on target. But it really is impressive when he comes forward like that, David Robertson. So just over half an hour gone in this Bell's Premier Division match here at Pittodrie. Still no scoring. Headed away there by Paul Kane. And it's left now to Robertson, who can certainly fire them in from great distance. Tries to pick out Hateley, just on the edge of the box. Ingles climbs well up. This is McCall for Rangers. Across now to Moore. Boley is there in support. Laudrup runs ahead of him. Boley, though, struggling a bit. Well, he gets a free kick, but Boley looking a bit uncomfortable on the ball again this afternoon. But a chance here for Rangers to do something. It's McCall who's poised over the ball. Boley has pushed right into the penalty area to join Hateley. Goff's gone forward as well. It's played short to Cleland. Plenty of aerial threat there. Goff climbs, and that's well held by Theo Snelders. Goff coming in with a late run there to the penalty area and picked out by Alec Cleland.
Yeah, good run from Richard Goff. I thought he was going to get the first cross to him, but it went short to Cleland. Cleland chipped a lovely ball in. Richard just not getting enough on it. It seems a good ball in. Richard climbed above him, just couldn't get enough on it to the side. Theo Snelders took quite comfortably.
Maxwell coming right out of his area. This is Cleland going for this one, but he's beaten by Smith. It breaks out now to Laudrup. McCall who played it to him. Laudrup stepping inside, trying to change direction, but McKimmie was wise to that one. Through now for Dodds, and it's Craig Moore coming across to provide good cover as Richard Goff stumbled. This is Robertson for Rangers, and there's no flag against Laudrup, who breaks in a lot of space here. Rangers getting players forward. Hateley's in the middle, Charlie Miller there too. Laudrup tries to go it alone. Oh, Laudrup given a remarkable amount of space on the right-hand side of the pitch there, but it's Aberdeen now on the break. McKinnon playing it to Kane. It's Goff who steps in for Rangers, just ahead of Dodds. That was good play by the Rangers skipper. Forward now by McCall, picked up by Laudrup. Breaks away to Boley. This is Moore. Under pressure from Shearer. Well, he does the sensible thing. And Maxwell has plenty of time to launch that one forward, looking for Hateley. And it's Kane who steps in for Aberdeen. Long kick by Snelders. Goff gets in the header for Rangers. Miller's solidly challenged, and the referee eventually steps in, and he's having to calm things down, and he wants a word with Ray McKinnon. There's a flash of temper shown.
I thought for a minute the way John McCluskey went in there, I thought he wanted to take the free kick himself. Charlie just being on the ground and the ball in between legs. People so desperate to get the ball. Nothing much in that.
And this is Charlie Miller playing it through for McCall. He does well to get that out in the direction of Cleland. That's a good challenge going in from Stuart McKimmie. It's being left to Craig Moore. Looking for Hateley. It's Cleland up. Moore again, and his cross charged down. Stuart McKimmie again making the interception. This is McCall. Moore. Laudrup. Moore again. A chance to get the cross in here. Takes a deflection off McKimmie though. In comes Robertson, he charges that ball down as Jess tried to play it forward. So Stephen Wright sending it through for 35 minutes of the match gone. No scoring here at Pittodrie, but two very committed sides, and both sides have certainly had their chances. It's Boley climbing well. McKinnon plays it through. It's cut out by Robertson. And Maxwell certainly looks comfortable with the pass back. That's a nice touch there by Hateley to Laudrup. Hateley racing into the area. McCall's arriving. Cleland's on the far side. That's a good challenge going in by Stephen Wright, who's looked comfortable in that position this afternoon, playing it in the right back role. Well, a fumble there by Snelders, and he's not happy with Ingles. The defender standing in front of him as that throw-in came over, and the goalkeeper lost the ball in flight, and he was most unhappy.
Mainly angry at himself at not actually collecting the ball. I think Big Ingles was wanting him just to take the ball, but certainly wasn't happy with him. Thankfully for Aberdeen, it came to nothing.
Well, Maxwell's been comfortable enough with the pass back so far this afternoon, but he'll not be happy with that particular clearance. And the wind's certainly whipping up a bit now. It's really clouded over, and it's getting quite cold. I just hope that the wind factor doesn't spoil the entertainment value. This is Craig Moore getting the ball clear, but only as far as McKinnon. He hits an early one in, and that's carefully watched by Maxwell. Willie Maxwell, of course, who won a Scottish Cup medal with Motherwell a few years back, and played in the final last year for Rangers against Dundee United. So, knows very much about the big occasion, and this is a big one this afternoon, especially for Aberdeen. McCall playing it through. Ingles does well, getting his head to that, but the referee steps in towards a free kick to Rangers. They're in a hurry to get on with things. McCall takes it, the cross there to Laudrup. And Joe Miller doing well. Cleland had run ahead of Laudrup there and was shouting for the ball, but Miller getting through a power of work. But McKimmie losing out now to Charlie Miller. The offside flag had gone up in any case against Haitley, but the referee spotting the linesman, allowed play to go on. Good refereeing again by Mr. McCluskey. Meanwhile, the flag has gone up on the far side. And this time it's a free kick to Rangers. But Mr. McCluskey trying to let the game flow as much as possible. Stephen Wright making that challenge. This is Jess, he's under pressure here now from Bowen, who rather dived in there, and he gets a lot of warning from the referee. A rash challenge.
Well, Jim certainly has policed today, refereed well, but I think that was the first time I think I would agree if he'd have taken out his yellow card. Gary Bowen, very lucky. Big two-footed tackle going in there not to be yellow carded.
The referee giving plenty of respect to the players, and they'll be expecting them to respond and get on with the game, which they are doing to a great extent. This is Haitley, and that's a late one by Robertson, and I think this will be a booking. I think the referee now has said enough is enough. There have been a few skirmishes, a few late challenges, and Robertson is the one who has to pay the penalty for going in late there.
Yeah, I think quite rightly, like you said, I think referees are being criticised quite a lot for not trying to let the game flow and things. Jim certainly has tried to do that today, but really with the tackles that's been going in, he had no option there but to caution David Robertson.
So it's Gary Smith with the free kick, and that's a foul against Haitley inside his own penalty area. He was nudged there by Ingles. And the Rangers fans certainly not happy, howling away just below a commentary position. So just under 5 minutes of this first half left. It's Aberdeen 0, Rangers 0. Haitley gets his head to that one. It's picked up though by Kane. It's played wide now to Ian Jess. Aberdeen pushing plenty of players forward. Jess has a bit to do here. Sends in the cross, it's Dodds getting a bit of space. And he couldn't get in any power on the header, but that was an alarming moment there for the Rangers defence. Jess really didn't have any options up to him but to hit in the high ball, and suddenly Dodds was in there and he had a real chance.
Oh, Richard, you should have known better there. Looking towards the ball, Billy Dodds sneaking in behind him and really didn't make any sort of contact at all. And that's possibly the best chance of the game there for Aberdeen. But interesting to see how quickly Aberdeen are throwing the ball into the box to try and upset the Rangers defence as quickly as they possibly can.
This is Joe Miller. Running that one right out of play. It's Moore for Rangers. Gary Smith looking for too much time on the ball, but Hateley coming across and stumbling at the vital moment. Hateley hasn't quite got going in this first half. And it's Dodds again, and Bolly does well. It's a very good challenge indeed.
It's possibly been a little bit more difficult for Mark today, playing up front more so on his own and not really being able to flick the ball on, more so try and hold the ball up, and most of his headers today have either been to the side or back towards the Rangers midfield.
Dodds sending in the early cross, Shearer's up there, Jess is arriving but just too late. And the ball goes behind for the goal kick.
Again an indication, I think it's obviously instructions from Big Roy. They want the ball in the box as quickly as they can. And certainly Joe Miller and Dion Jess have been doing exactly that. And it's certainly on a couple of occasions anyway, and certainly caused Rangers a few problems.
Taking his time about this one. Just under 3 minutes of the first half left. Little touch there by Hateley, looking for Bowen. Stephen Wright's with him. Bowen battles well. Look, Hateley's in the middle. The ball's beyond him though. McKimmy's there. And eventually it's swept away by Gary Smith. And this is Joe Miller. McKinnon does well to get it through to Dodds. It's McKinnon again. Jess is on the right. A bit of space here. This is Jess. Robertson comes to meet him. Just getting in the cross, McKinnon's there. And the ball goes behind for the goal kick. So a bit of space opening up on the right-hand side for Ian Jess. And it was McKinnon stealing in there on the near side area. And as the cross was delivered. So Aberdeen giving a good account of themselves in this first half and showing that there's no way they should be in their present predicament. This is Stephen Wright. Dodds makes a run forward, but Maxwell gathers easily. Well, that was cam play. Gary Smith with Hateley in close attendance. Well, either get a pat in the back from Roy Aitken or a real rocket at half-time. Certainly composed play by the central defender. Here come Aberdeen again. It's Stephen Wright. It's Wright again. So we're inside the final minute of the first half.
Yeah, it's been a good first half, Jerry. I think a much more improved performance by Aberdeen, like you said. Although they've certainly got it all to do in the second half. There's no news having a good 45 minutes and then be beaten. There's plenty for Roy to think about. There's plenty of positive things to take out from the first half. He certainly left us hoping for a really good second half. Certainly chances for both teams. Both will be looking to make a big impression in the second half.
This is McCall for Rangers. And both sets of defenders and both managers as the Rangers management team, and Walter Smith and Archie Knox, both management teams are telling them just to keep it calm now. It's no time for any mistakes in the final seconds of the first half. There have been one or two stoppages, so there could still be time for some damage, especially with this man charging forward. It's Laudrup who topples to the ground there, but the referee well up with the play. He's not interested. Laudrup is a bit unhappy. But Jim McCluskey showing absolutely no reaction at all. So we're now into stoppage time. As Dodds ticks down the ball, controls it well. This is Kane. And Jess keeping possession. Cross now to Smith. That's McKimmie. Through for Dodds. Tries to turn away from Gough. Bolly comes across. It's McKimmie again for Aberdeen. It's headed away by Robertson. This is Laudrup. He's quickly closed down. There's too many Aberdeen players around him. And Aberdeen maybe starting to get to grips with Laudrup. But that's always a dangerous thing to say. This is Kane. And it's Gough stepping in for Rangers now, leaving it to Gary Bowen. And this is Robertson. Hateley. It's a minute of stoppage time in this first half, but Aberdeen have it again. Joe Miller trying to force the play forward. It's well cut out by Richard Goff. This is Charlie Miller now. And eventually it goes all the way through to Ali Maxwell. That could well be the last action of the first half. The referee checks his watch. He looks out towards the linesman. A long one played forward. It drops in behind the defence, but across came Gary Smith. Ingalls was toiling there with Heatley in close attendance, but Gary Smith provided the cover. It's headed down by Shearer. Bully's there though. Nice little ball through to McCall. It's missed out by Laudrup. Shearer picks it up now for the Dons. It's wide to Joe Miller. That's a free kick to Aberdeen. So that's 2 minutes of stoppage time played in this first half. And Joe Miller completely blocked there by Craig Moore. So who knows, there might be some drama yet. It's played in by Miller. Long one to the far side. Heatley's back helping to defend. It's picked up now by David Robertson. And that's out for the throw to Rangers. Again, the referee checks his watch. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, a good, exciting first half. Plenty of goal-mouth incident. Both sides making chances, but neither taking them. The half-time score here at Pittodrie is Aberdeen 0, Rangers 0.
And the whole of the second half coming up shortly. And before that, Gordon Smith and Charlie Nicholas chew over the talking points of the first 45 minutes. That's coming in a couple of minutes. 89 against Rangers. Did you enjoy that one, Charlie?
Very rare for a header when me scoring with the head. Very rare.
Interesting hairstyle then.
I think it was an Alan Rupp pair I had there, wasn't it?
Was the ball in, Jim? That's what I want to know.
Well, and of
Didn't
course it
look
was
in.
in. The referee is always right, Gordon.
Well, of course, it's Aberdeen 0, Rangers 0 at Pittodrie this afternoon, half-time. Gordon, what did you make of the first 45?
It was fast and furious. I mean, it was played like a cup tie. Aberdeen players want to show that they're giving everything. They don't want to have any fingers pointed at them for this game, that's for sure. But, you know, there was intermittent periods of good play. Good football broke out, as they say, during it. And, you know, both teams created some nice chances at times.
Yes, Charlie, Aberdeen positive right from the word go. And Duncan Shearer was involved as early as the second minute.
Yeah, they started very brightly. I think both teams have, as Gordon said, played good football, although it's been 100 mile an hour. Great ball for Gary Smith. Probably just couldn't get up enough to get it down. But they started very brightly. I think he's really hoping to hit the target there, but it's just too high for him.
And Shearer involved as we thought.
Always looking a threat again.
Sure. At the other end, Gordon, Heatley laid off a good ball for Charlie Miller and a great shot from him.
Yeah, the Rangers just bursting forward at that point in time, and the ball just laid back, and it was a great strike. And Schneider's very, very quick to get down to it there, because Charlie Miller just drew on it as quick as he could, pulled the trigger as fast as possible. But you know, Schneider's a hard keeper to beat for that sort of range.
So we thought a goal was coming, and again at the other end, Charlie,
Yeah.
Billy Dodds involved again with Shearer, but Maxwell had to look quick.
Yeah, Billy Dawes has looked very busy. He's had a couple of chances. He just doesn't get enough bend in the ball for Shearer there, and makes it easier for Ali Maxwell. But it was interesting with Billy Dawes getting in behind Robertson, who'd made a forward run, getting in that area, and really I think he could have done better for Shearer.
Alex Cleland making his debut for Rangers, Gordon. I know he's a player you both rate. Schneider's had to look quick to get out and stop him.
Yeah, he's been quite busy, Cleland, considering he is a fullback. I think this was a good ball played in behind. I thought Theo Snellers just reacted a bit slowly at first, and it looked as if his timing of it was wrong. But this was a challenge he really had to make properly, because you're looking at either Cleland going past him, knocking it in the box, or else even bringing him down if Cleland knocks it to the side. So Theo had to be absolutely perfect in that example.
Yes, indeed. OK, well, we're going back for the second half in a couple of minutes, and don't forget, later in the programme, the best of the action from the Coca-Cola Cup. But it's to Pittodrie next, after this short break. 8 Skol Cup final. The teams will be back out at Pittodrie any time now. It's 0-0 up there. But Charlie, as we thought, Laudrup featuring prominently.
Yeah, he's a joy to watch. He can take it in any foot. He's been inside the fullbacks, both fullbacks. He's been inside them and he's been round them. He creates so much space for other players. He must be a treat to play with. You see him here. He's wanting a couple of defenders to come to him. And he's suddenly there. His keenness to get back in the ball. But in these positions, a lot of people just sling it over early. He hits the dead ball line. He hits the byline and creates danger.
Superb at getting himself space there, wasn't he? I mean, just look, a little shuffle, left foot onto right foot and back onto the right, and the cross came in. And I think if Mark Hateley had attacked that might have been a goal. But in fairness to Aberdeen, I think as the first half wore on, they get more of a grip of Laudrup. He had a great spell in the middle where it looked as if he was going to open them up. But then, just as we saw in the latter part of the first half, they managed to start winning the ball off him, and that's something they've got to do in the second half if they want to keep Rangers quiet.
Still think we'll get goals, yes?
Yes,
I think there will be a goal.
I think there'll be a few goals.
OK. Well, let's go back to Pittodrie then. Aberdeen against Rangers. Roy Aitken's first match in charge as manager. Now let's join Alan McInally and Jerry McNee.
And welcome back, everyone, to Pittodrie. And Aberdeen have made a change. Stephen Glass, you see they're wearing the number 14 jersey, has come on. So Stuart McKimmie appears to be the man who's left the field. Just a quick check around the Rangers team. No changes there. So Aberdeen preparing to kick off, and this is the 79th Premier League meeting between the clubs. The Dons have won 35, Rangers 22, 21 have been drawn. Rangers, in fact, have won just 6 times here at Pittodrie since the advent of the Premier Division. So despite all the successes of recent years, they still find this a difficult place to come and win. And there's the offside flag going up against Hateley. So there's 19-year-old Stephen Glass, an offsided player. He was farmed out to Crombie Juniors, and he also helped the Dons to the Scottish Youth League a couple of years back. He's had 8 starts this season, so first-team football not particularly new to him. Meanwhile, the offside flag is up against Billy Dodds at the other end.
Well, you can only presume that after that rather awkward fall Stuart had in the first half, he's obviously feeling a little bit at half-time. Big Roy decided to make the change. Although I don't know how comfortable young Mr. Glass will be at left back. I certainly hope he does okay.
Well, he makes an early challenge there, and in fact the throw-in goes Aberdeen's way. Well, that's certainly his natural side of the field. It's McCall again showing persistence, and this time Rangers get the throw. Quickly taken to Laudrup. Back to McCall. This is Charlie Miller. Well challenged there by Kane. Breaks away to Laudrup. He lofts it in there looking for the pace of Robertson. And that's a free kick against the Rangers player. Jim McCluskey immediately awarding the free kick Aberdeen's way. And David Robertson very much in the Rangers tradition now, in the Rangers mould, and holding down that first team spot since his transfer in 1991. It had to go to a tribunal who settled on £970,000. This is Bully. Boland just looking for too much time on the ball. And this is Ian Jess for Aberdeen. Boland recovers well, gets that through, looking and hoping for Laudrup, but the ball just out of play. So Stephen Glass, 5 and forward, looking for Dodds, who climbs well there against Bully. Both players end up on the ground. This is Shearer, and the offside flag is up. It was a very tight one indeed as Dodds broke forward. Good first touch there by Shearer, knocking the ball forward in the direction of Dodds. Ball played in, Shearer touched it forward, but certainly the 18-yard cameras there showing that the Aberdeen player had strayed forward offside.
Yeah, just offside. Good intentions there by Duncan Shearer, but unfortunately for Aberdeen, just offside.
Hateley topples there, and the referee stands and shakes his head. He's not impressed. Moore making a good challenge there, and Dodds, and Miller plays it through, but no one there. And Rangers perhaps will just need some more penetration through the middle. Hateley's been very much a lone ranger this afternoon. Aberdeen coming forward now. This is McKinnon. It's swept away by Moore. This is Haitley laying it off to Charlie Miller. Good challenge though by Ingles. And it goes to Joe Miller. McKinnon's caught there by McCall. Nice switch of play by Gary Smith. He picks out Stephen Wright. Send in towards Shearer. This is Cleland under pressure from Shearer. And that's the throw to Rangers. Well, just looking at the Rangers bench, Ian Durant and Gordon Durie, both attacking players. Aberdeen's other substitute is Peter Heatherson. I just wonder if Gordon Durie might come into things later on in this second half. But Haitley certainly looks as though he needs a bit more support. It would mean certainly rearranging the team pattern. This is Laudrup who's having to drop a bit deeper and deeper, and loses out to Stephen Wright. It's Wright again, that's charged down by Laudrup. The Rangers will want to get him into more forward positions rather than backtracking. So the throw-in to be taken by Wright. Already a highly experienced player at just 23 years of age. It's Dodge battling away. It's played to Kane. In for Shearer. Miller comes in there, but Maxwell gathers the ball safely. So Rangers seeking their 10th Premier League title, their 7th in a row, and their 8th in the last 9 years. It really is a tremendous record. Overall, they're seeking their 45th Scottish Championship. For the Dons this afternoon, it's all about survival. There's Walter Smith, of course, who has been with Rangers all the way through this tremendous run. Until we're hoping that Rangers can extend their lead again at the top of the table this afternoon. Victory would take them 17 points ahead of the nearest challengers with just 11 games to go. This is Charlie Miller. Ingles slides in. It's McKinnon on Laudrup. Well, Rangers players getting in one another's way here, and it's Aberdeen on the attack now through Dodds, and that's Bolly who slides in. Still the ball's in play, and eventually it's knocked high into the air and out for the throw-in to Aberdeen. It was Craig Moore. In fact, the ball deflecting and the throw-in going Rangers' way. It's Craig Moore who made the challenge. It's Haitley's header. Call it full stretch for that one. Bolly. This is Wright for Aberdeen. Bit of slackness there as the ball ran away from McKinnon. Now it's Rangers through McCall. A long one for Haitley. It's dropped down by Wright. Across comes Ingles. This is Shearer. Good play by Shearer. But he wants too much time on the ball, and that allowed Charlie Miller to put some pressure on. Still Aberdeen have it though. It's Ian Jess. Good cross by Jess. And Shearer coming in there, and it's Maxwell eventually punching it clear. And I think Craig Moore. Well, Moore's still on his feet. But Rangers player taking a real sore when they rallied Cleland, I think it was. Yeah, as Maxwell went for the ball, Cleland was there, and he was felled by his own goalkeeper.
Again, the early ball by Ian Jess caused a lot of problems in the Rangers defence. You maybe see here a little bit more happen to Ali. I think a challenge, maybe even a heads challenge, a clash rather, from his own goalkeeper. He certainly took it in the side of the eye. I'm sure it won't be enough to keep him out of this game today.
Well, Cleland has had a reserve match since joining Rangers, but this afternoon making his first team debut. Thankfully he's recovered. Meanwhile, there's an Aberdeen player on the ground, and it's John Ingles, the former St Johnstone player.
Just over the far side, Jerry went down about 3 or 4 minutes before that last incident. He took a challenge with Mark Haitley and came down rather heavily on his shoulder. But again, it looks as though he's okay as well.
So the match will restart with a throw-in to Aberdeen just in a line with the Rangers penalty area. It's Joe Miller to take it. Takes the return from McKinnon. McCall's in there. McCall wants a throw-in, but the referee's quite rightly pointing at Aberdeen's way. So Cleland battling hard. And still the ball's in play, running right along the line. Ingles has to go across, get away from Haitley, who challenged rather solidly. And the linesman is signalling towards the referee. Haitley certainly went in a bit late there, but the free kick awarded. The linesman drawing the referee's attention to that. So Moore climbing well. So Aberdeen have it there through Joe Miller. Robertson anticipates that one, moves out quickly from defence and keeps his run going. He's picked out by Charlie Miller, good running by Robertson. Gets away from right, plays it through now for Laudrup. A stumble by Laudrup, claims for a penalty, but it really was a stumble by the Rangers player. It appeared to me he'd lost his balance, and certainly the referee didn't react. There's Laudrup again. And he has to accept the throw-in. Moves it to Robertson. This is Charlie Miller. Can he conjure up something here? Well, claims for a penalty that time, but the referee saying no. Charlie Miller going between the two defenders. I certainly wouldn't place it in the stone wall variety from my position, but it'll be interesting to see that one again. Miller making a beeline between the two defenders. It'll be interesting to see, did he play for this? Well, certainly Stephen Wright put a foot in, but the referee was well placed and immediately waved away the strong Rangers claims. So Rangers trying to lift the pace of the game now. It's Aberdeen who made the early running in the second half, but Rangers now backed by big support and getting forward, and that's enough, I think, to bring Roy Aitken down towards the dugout area. Here come Rangers again. It's played through. That's a great ball by Laudrup to Charlie Miller, and well taken by Snelders, who takes a knock to the head as David Robertson came in. Super ball through by Laudrup. Good running by Charlie Miller, and as Snelder saved, he was caught there by Robertson.
Charlie Miller does really well here. David Robertson trying to get across. He knows where the ball's going to be delivered. He just can't get across to Snelders. Theo managed to take it quite comfortably in the end.
The ball comes off the head of Richard Gough, and he's shot with that one, and that's a penalty. Well, Gough was shot with the header to his goalkeeper, and although Shearer was certainly not facing goal, Jim McCluskey had no hesitation in pointing the spot. Gough shot here, across comes Shearer. He's impeded there by the goalkeeper. Well, there's certainly controversy here in this second half. Rangers have a penalty claim turned down at one end, and there's one given to Aberdeen at the other. What a golden opportunity here for Dodds. He's scored already 3 times from the spot this season. He starts his run, and Aberdeen have scored. A tremendous roar goes up from the Aberdeen fans. Aberdeen 1, Rangers 0. And Billy Dodds gets his 10th goal of the season, slotting the ball away from Maxwell.
Well, I must admit, it was a good finish by Billy Dodds. Didn't give Ali Maxwell any chance. It certainly was not the best of headers back by Richard Gough, and Dougie Shearer got to the ball first. But I honestly thought he did make the best of it. He saw Maxwell coming to him, and it didn't take him long to hit the deck. The referee gave the penalty. Certainly Roy will have plenty to think about now. He'll be a very, very happy man. He certainly won't want to lose this now.
So Roy Aitken has gone back up to the stand. That penalty coming in the 57th minute of the match. So real drama here. There'll be a lot of arguments. over the various claims. Walter Smith is down there with Archie Knox. And the one Rangers complaint there will be that Shearer seemed to have lost his opportunity. He was running away from the goal, but the goalkeeper committed himself, and once that happens, well, there's always the real danger the penalty will be given, and certainly Jim McCluskey had no hesitation in pointing to the spot. McKinnon there involved, and the free kick is awarded to Rangers. They'll want to get themselves quickly back into this game, and there's Gordon Durie. Well, I mentioned him not so long ago, saying that Rangers perhaps needed more penetration through the middle. They've gone for a more solid midfield this afternoon at the expense of a striker up alongside Hateley. Charlie Miller has been supporting him as much as possible, so too is Laudrup. But Rangers now about to make that change. But of course, as they push forward, they'll have to be very careful about Aberdeen breaking. This is Glass under pressure from Laudrup, and he handles it well. It's a throw into Aberdeen. Well, if Aberdeen and Roy Aitken can hold on to this scoreline, there'll be a lot of jubilation in this city tonight. McKinnon looking for too much time in the ball. He was caught there by Charlie Miller. Now it's McCall playing it to Boland. Robertson's running free. This is Robertson. They had to backtrack a bit there to get to that ball. And Aberdeen have enough defenders to scramble it clear. It was Stephen Wright who got it away. So Cleland's header. It's missed there by Kane, but picked up by Wright. Long one for Shearer to chase. Well, Goff was certainly at fault in the situation that led to the penalty, and put him under pressure for the rest of this match. Meanwhile, the offside flag has gone up against Shearer, who's out for a Sunday afternoon stroll there by the look of things. In no particular hurry to get back. Here come Rangers now. It's Cleland. Still Rangers waiting to make the substitution. Gordon Durie just waiting on the track side. Gary Bowen, it looks as though Gary Bowen is leaving. Yep, Gary Bowen's been called from the field. And on comes Gordon Durie to see if he can revive Rangers in this match. Just the 2 goals this season. And in fact, this has not been a happy hunting ground for Gordon Durie, because he was sent off after the game, the last time he played here in a 2-2 draw. And after that, he tended to fall out of the team. So a far-travelled player, started out at East Fife, had a spell at Hibs, moved on to Chelsea, and then to Spurs before coming up to Rangers for £1.2 million. This is Jess for Aberdeen. Through for Shearer. Rangers have got to make sure they don't lose another one quickly here. And it's Jess whipping in the cross. It's away by Cleland. Claims for handball there against Joe Miller, but referee waving play on. Same towards Hateley. It's Goff's header. Stephen Wright sends it through. A touch there by Shearer. Aberdeen playing with a lot of confidence here. Nice touch by Ian Jess. Well, Aberdeen look like a team that have really thrown off shackles of playing with a lot of fire, a lot of commitment, plenty of confidence. But Rangers have themselves a free kick, conceded there by Kane.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why Walter's made the changes. Gordon Durie will be a little bit more of a forward-going player rather than Gary Bowen, more so playing in a sitting or a defending role. He wants to see Rangers get forward more and create a few more chances than they have done this afternoon.
Hateley going for that one. Aberdeen getting away only as far as Goff. This is Jury. Ingles gets a touch. It's Goff again. No. This is Jury, who's drifted wide to the left. Taking on Stephen Wright. On to the right foot now. Last gets it away. In fact, it was Joe Miller. It's McCall who sends it through. Long one by Kane. Goalie's under pressure here from Shearer. Now it's Goff. Played through by Robertson. Miller's onside, but Snelder's read that situation really well. He came racing off his line. Miller had timed his run well, and the Dutch goalkeeper was on top of that situation. Jury battles well there, gets it away from Jess. Rangers with plenty of players forward here. It's Jury playing it through, looking for Hateley, but that was a good sliding challenge going in there from Stephen Glass. And now it's played out to Jess. Jess getting away from Charlie Miller. Jess looking more and more in the mood in the second half. Long one now looking for Shearer. So Joe Miller trying to get forward. Cleland's there though. So just over 65 minutes gone, and Aberdeen leading Rangers by 1-0 here at Pittodrie. Billy Dodds the scorer from the penalty spot after 57 minutes, after a bit of slackness by Richard Goff. So now Rangers have to dig into their reserves and come up with something here. Of course, if Aberdeen can hold on to this, they do themselves, not just themselves a favour, but everyone else in the league. It might just start to open things up a little bit. And that's a free kick against Shearer for a foul on Robertson. So it's quickly taken, played through looking for Laudrup. He drifts in behind the defence and he wins the corner kick. So a chance for Rangers to apply real pressure here. Richard Goff starts to move forward, so too does Basil Bolly. Craig Moore's going up there as well to join Hateley. So a real aerial menace here from Rangers as Laudrup prepares to take the corner kick. This will be a real testing moment for Theo Snelders and his defenders. It's Goff who climbs for it. And that's a free kick against, I think Gordon Jury it was, backing into Theo Snelders, and the referee immediately blew his whistle. You'll see here as it's played in towards Goff, he climbs well, gets in the header, but Jury completely backing into Snelders, and that's a free kick, no doubt about it.
Well, certainly Gordon Jury started his position in front of Theo Snelders, hoping that Richard Goff or another member of his own team would get a header on goal, but he certainly didn't feed Snelders.
This is Cleland for Rangers to Moore. Laudrup's running ahead of him. This is Laudrup. Glass is with him. Laudrup going for the line, twisting and turning, trying to get away from the defender. And that's a corner kick, the ball deflecting off Stephen Glass. So Laudrup winning another corner for Rangers, and again they push just about everyone forward. David Robertson's left on his own inside the centre circle to guard the back door. Well, Goff's forward, Bolly's there. Jury's taking up station on the line. It breaks out to McCall. And the shot from him dipping over the crossbar. So Stuart McCall, who's picked up 3 goals this season, having that shot, it's deflected for another corner kick. You can see the ball breaking out to him, and it came off the Aberdeen defender. So another corner. Again it's Laudrup. Again the pressure on Aberdeen. Goff gets another touch. Jury's there. That's a good save by Snelders. Well, Jury doing well on that occasion, and Snelders reacting immediately. This is Joe Miller letting that one drift away from him, and that lets Laudrup get forward, and that's a goal kick on this occasion. So Aberdeen surviving that spell of pressure. 3 Rangers corners, and Rangers pushing everyone forward, keeping the pressure on the Dons, but Snelders reacted well as Jury got to the end of Goff's header. So the Man signed from 20 Enschede. Doing well. Goff got in the header. Jury was there, but Snelders reacted well. Here come Aberdeen now. And it's Joe Miller who wins the throw-in. Played back to Glass, Stephen Glass. Floats it in, looking for Shearer. It's just beyond him, but Ian Jess is there. He's closed down by Robertson. And that decision goes Rangers' way. Jess isn't too happy. Just coming up for the 70-minute mark. And Aberdeen leading by a 0-0. Billy Dodds from the penalty spot. Rangers battling hard to get back into this game, but always mindful of Aberdeen's ability to hit them on the break. And Jess is a player we'll have to watch, but Jury steps in, dispossesses him, sends that through looking for Laudrup. Well, no penalty, says the referee. Well, I think Rangers had a case there, and Laudrup is absolutely furious, and he'll be booked for that. Laudrup slamming the ball away, and it's actually gone behind at the other end of the field. Laudrup furious with the referee's decision, and things getting just a bit out of hand here.
I think the main reason, obviously, Brian, there was certainly contact made. I think it was a soft penalty that Aberdeen got, and I think Rangers obviously looking for the same, and tempers just getting a little bit frayed.
Well, the referee's going to sort all of this out in a moment. The pass through to Laudrup seemed to me to have a fair bit of pace in it. He was struggling to get to it, but he got inside the penalty area. He was certainly challenged, but the referee now speaking to Charlie Miller and to John Ingalls. A yellow card shown to Ingalls. Well, there's a definite push there, in my opinion, on the Rangers player, and it's certainly an afternoon of penalty controversy. Rangers had a Charlie Miller claim turned down. Miller's now being shown the yellow card. Miller had a claim turned down. Aberdeen got theirs when Shearer went down, but the referee waving away the Rangers claim yet again. So play underway, and let's just hope that tempers are kept in check. That was a high boot there by Paul Kane, which caught Charlie Miller in the head. We just have to hope that the players keep things calm here.
Well, quite honestly, Jenny, even though there certainly was contact made, I've got to agree with them and say it wasn't a penalty. It was pretty soft, really.
Here's Robertson coming in now, and that ball deflected behind, and it's a corner to Rangers. That really has all action here. David Robertson getting plenty of power in that one, but the ball deflecting, getting into a good position. I don't think he was ever on target with it, but come off the Aberdeen defenders and behind for the corner to be taken by Laudrup. It's played through to Robertson, he drives it in first time, and Bolly it is who sends it high over the target. Well, Rangers pushing hard here for an equaliser. That was played through there to Robertson. It broke to Bolly, and he sent it over the top.
Well, had Basil Bolly scored there, Aberdeen would have only themselves to blame. Pretty naive defending, leaving David Robertson completely free in the box. And Basil Bolly, as you can see here, David Robertson can't really get on it, and just directs it towards the goals. Almost falls to Bolly, who just can't keep it down. But if he'd have scored there, Aberdeen would have no one to blame but themselves there.
Well, none of the penalty situations, I think, Alan, have been of the Stonewall variety this afternoon, and that's what will cause the arguments that if that one was soft, you know, was the Shearer one soft as well? This will cause the arguments, but here come Aberdeen. They're trying to finish it off here, and it's Dodds battling away, and he wins the throw-in.
I just think that Jim McCluskey's result to give Aberdeen a penalty was a bit of a sympathetic vote on his part, and I think when he sees it again, I think he'll see that Duncan Shearer did everything in his power to go down rather heavily without a great deal of contact put on him. Nevertheless, Rangers have still got to try and get themselves back into this game.
The referee has the card out again.
I think it was Brian Laudrup that got booked there for talking.
That's the fourth booking of the afternoon. Aberdeen trying to get in for the kill here. It's Miller who sends it in, and Moore did well to intercept that because Ingalls was charging into the 6-yard area. And if it got beyond the Aberdeen defender, Rangers were in real trouble. And again the referee steps in, and it's a free kick to Aberdeen. Here come Aberdeen again. It's Joe Miller winning the throw-in. There's going to be another substitution. There's some activity over there at the dugouts. The referee hasn't quite spotted the intention yet. Still play going on. And that's Robertson nicking the ball away there from Ian Jess. So Ian Durant is warming up on the far side. There's still play is going on. This is Hateley climbing, doing well, getting it through in the direction of Laudrup. Ball just drops behind them, and Stephen Glass makes the challenge. And that's free kick to Rangers. But now a change is being made, and it's Charlie Miller who's leaving the field. And Rangers sending on Ian Durant in the hope that he can conjure up something here. Just under 15 minutes of the match to go. On comes Ian Durant. And of course this ground holds a special significance for him. The place where he received that dreadful injury back in the late 80s. So Rangers have now committed both the substitutes. Aberdeen still have Peter Henderson on the bench. I don't think Roy can be contemplating a change quite at the moment. His team are playing well. They're leading by a goal to nil. The referee telling Aberdeen to get on with it here. Again, it's Aberdeen's ball.
I don't want to say that Aberdeen want to be actually holding on in the last 15 minutes here, but certainly their intentions will be to clear the ball whenever they can. It's in a dangerous position in their box, and exactly what Ian Jess did there is take it into those corners. If you can waste a little bit of time, fair enough, and hopefully maybe kill off the game with another goal.
It's away by Richard Gough, headed on by Jury, but it's picked up by Gary Smith. This is Gough. A tight situation, and he does a sensible thing. He sends the ball out for the throw-in. He'll still be annoyed with himself over the situation that led to the penalty. His header back towards the goalkeeper was shot. Shearer nipped in, and the referee adjudged that Maxwell had fouled Shearer. Here come Aberdeen again, and that's a bit of a miscue there by Craig Moore, and it's gone out for the throw-in, tight against the corner flag to Aberdeen. Kane, he takes the return, swoops in a high, awkward ball. It's Joe Miller with Alec Cleland. And it's a throw-in to Rangers. This is Craig Moore. Now it's McCall, who's been quiet in this second half, and he's caught there, but fortunately for Rangers, Cleland was there. And Maxwell scrambles that one away, and it reaches Robertson. The Rangers were living dangerously there. This is Durant. Through for McCall. Moves away on the right-hand side. He flips it through, though. Towards the edge of the penalty area. It's not a good one. That was headed away by Stephen Wright. Rangers have it again. It's Durant. It's Wright again for Aberdeen. Finding Jess. He has a look ahead of him. Plays it through, looking for Shearer. And the goalkeeper wants a touch in this one, and Shearer spotted that and kept his run going. This is Cleland for Rangers. Durant, McCall, Durant again. Good running by Durant. Breaks towards Hateley. Now it's Jury. Jury driving it through and getting the corner kick. The ball coming off Ingalls. So some more pressure here for Theo Snelders and his defenders.
Certainly Rangers certainly get the grip of the game now, trying to push for that equaliser.
It's played short to Durant. It's Laudrup playing it in, but he spotted volley there just on the 6-yard area, but the ball drifting behind for the goal kick. So Rangers with time running away from them. Just coming up for the 80th minute of the match, and Aberdeen leading by 1-0. Billy Dodds from the penalty spot, getting his 10th goal of the season and his 4th penalty, and that's all there is between the sides, and it could be a tremendous result for Aberdeen this, if they can hold on to the scoreline. Roy Aitken there looking very calm indeed. No baptism of fire for him this afternoon in the managerial role. And if he can carry this one off, he'll really have the supporters and the players with him, and it will be the perfect launch pad for Aberdeen. And this could finish it, and that's off the underside of the bar. The Dodds is claiming it crossed the line. Dodds looking out towards the linesman there. A powerful header by him. Shearer sent the ball in. A powerful header off the underside of the bar. He managed to lose his marker completely, and the ball definitely come down on the wrong side of the line as far as Aberdeen were concerned. Well, that could have and would have surely wrapped it all up. But here come Rangers, that ball holding up there. It falls to Jury, and Ingalls does just enough to put him off. But he gives the ball away. He'd have been better sending that out of play. He gives it to Laudrup. This is Cleland sweeping it across goal. Aberdeen making life difficult for themselves here. It's Gary Smith now, and he sends it out of play. So Rangers applying a bit of pressure here, but Aberdeen giving them a helping hand. And that's Joe Miller who sends it away from the danger area.
Just getting back to Billy Dodd's header, I don't think he'll fully be able to believe that when he sees the replay. He really should have scored, and on 2 occasions Billy Dodds could have really wrapped this up for Aberdeen today.
And Snelders is quite happy to let that one drift behind for the goal kick.
Just a quick thing as well, Jerry, defenders have to be very careful with the wind today. It certainly has got up a little bit, and on a couple of occasions it certainly has caused a little bit of havoc. It certainly held up in the wind there for Gordon Jury. Almost great, another chance for Rangers.
So Snelders taking his time about things, and I'm quite sure the referee, yes, he's checking his watch, and there's no doubt that Jim McCluskey will add on time if he sees anyone at all out there wasting time. Now here's a break on for Aberdeen, and it's Craig Moore who took the responsibility there, went with Joe Miller. Shearer was breaking as well, and Rangers were trying to get players back, but that was good defensive work by Craig Moore. As Rangers chase equaliser, and they're becoming more and more vulnerable at the back. This is Dodds, and he topples to the ground, and there's another booking here. Craig Moore is being called across.
Billy certainly shielding the ball on the edge of the line. And Craig coming in, making his intentions known. He took ball and man out of the play. Joe McCluskey not happy with his challenge.
So 5 bookings this afternoon, 4 to Rangers, 1 to Aberdeen. And Aberdeen leading by 1-0. And just over 7 minutes of the match left. Plus, of course, any stoppage time to be added on by Jim McCluskey. So unless Rangers can conjure up something quickly here, the miserable Pittodrie record will continue. Just 6 victories here, stretching all the way back to season 75-76, and you can see that Walter Smith is not happy with the performance. Of course, bringing a couple of new players into the side this afternoon, and I'm sure he'd have loved to have Trevor Stephen in this match. Stephen had played in the previous 5 games and was getting his match fitness up again, but took a thigh injury in training. So things had to be juggled around a bit, but Rangers really do have such a strong squad that you can't make too many excuses for them. Aberdeen playing with a lot of pride and conviction this afternoon, and this could really be a turning point for them in terms of getting their act together for this season, although bigger decisions, I think, have to be made in the future. Here come Rangers now. It's Laudrup getting in a superb cross. It's just beyond Haitley. It's away by Glass. Cleland gives chase, and that's a throw-in to Rangers. Cleland just allowed that one to run away from him because he'd always been struggling to get it, and Joe Miller was coming in any case. So it's the throw-in, and it's Moore with the long one. It's headed on by McCall. Ingles is there for Aberdeen. Glass gets it away. It's returned by Gough. Laid off there by Cleland. This is Moore. Dodge snapping away at his heels. Moore does well, takes the return there from Cleland, but Aberdeen get it away. This is Bolly. It's Laudrup. And Stephen Wright slides in and does well. Now it's Jess stepping in for Aberdeen. The break's on here again. It's played wide to Joe Miller. Jess is calling for it just ahead of him. This is Jess. Jess trying to keep possession, but Ian Durant does well for Rangers. It's played through to Jury. This is Durant. That's a poor ball by the Rangers substitute. It's caught in the wind as well and just drifted out of play. I think he was trying to send it through in the direction of Haitley. Meanwhile, the referee wants Aberdeen to retreat more than a few yards. But, in fact, the referee has spotted another infringement there, and he's awarded a free kick to Aberdeen. It's played through by Robertson. It's chested down by Jury. He does well to retain possession. This is Moore. So the minutes ticking away here. Time running away from Rangers. Just 4 minutes left. Plus stoppage time. Aberdeen, as you can see, leading by a goal to nil. Gough goes for that one, gets the touch. It's Robertson through to Haitley. Robertson keeps his run going. Well, 3 Aberdeen players heading towards that ball. It's Joe Miller who's got it. It's 3 against 3 here. But Miller's just taking it for a walk, so to speak. And then he promptly gives it away to Bolly. You see absolute frustration over there at the Aberdeen bench. Miller, I think, intended to take that down towards the corner flag, then give it away to Bolly. And he's given Rangers a chance to get forward here, but Aberdeen stand firm. It's played through by McKinnon. A straight run here between Shearer and Moore. Maxwell comes right out of his area, and he hooks the ball higher of play for the throw into Aberdeen. Just in a line with the Rangers area. So just under 3 minutes left. And again, Aberdeen in no particular hurry to get on with things. So Dodds keeping possession. Played through now by Kane. Well, another scrappy clearance there by Moore. This is McCall. Played through by Stephen Wright. Plays it short to McCall. McCall in all kinds of trouble here, and it's all over now. Shearer puts the ball beyond Maxwell. It's Aberdeen 2, Rangers 0. Jubilation among the Dons fans, but it's another self-inflicted wound by Rangers. Stuart McCall with plenty of time, allowing Shearer to dispossess him, and Shearer sending the ball past the goalkeeper. Well, Gough and Maxwell got it wrong for the penalty kick, and McCall certainly got it wrong there. 2-0 to Aberdeen, and Aberdeen pick up 3 valuable points.
They certainly do, Jerry. They've taken a couple of chances at the back. Rangers looking to get another an equaliser rather, and Dougie Shearer just using his strength. Was too physically strong for Stuart McCall there, held him off and drilled it low past. For I think a well-deserved goal for him. He's certainly done really well today for Aberdeen. But I can remember Aberdeen picking up a valuable 3 points at the end of last year, just before Christmas, against Motherwell at Fir Park. And it's these games they seem to be able to lift themselves to. But next week again, there's only another game following it, but another 3 points have to pick up. But Big Roy will be very, very happy today. It's been a perfect debut for him as manager of Aberdeen, and a very, very welcome 3 points to Aberdeen.
Here's McCall now, but it's about consolation from Rangers now, you would imagine. So Shearer striking in the 87th minute. Aberdeen leading by 2 goals to 0. It's Joe Miller on the other flank now, and Aberdeen very much in command and in control of this situation.
I think a big pat in the back to Joe Miller as well, under a lot of criticism up here at Aberdeen. Said he wasn't back to anything like he was before, but he's been a real instrumental fact, along with Ian Jess, the fact that Aberdeen are going to pick up 3 points a day. And he's been superb. The Big Roy will be very happy with his contribution today.
Joe Miller is still on the transfer list at his own request. I wonder if he'll have a change of mind. So we're now into stoppage time. It's played through by Jess to Shearer. And he hits the early shot there, and that almost eludes Ali Maxwell. Well, Maxwell really not expecting that one. Shearer just wheeled there and had the shot towards goal, hoping perhaps that even if Maxwell parried it, that someone would come in and finish it off. The goalkeeper getting his hands to the ball and behind for the corner kick. So Aberdeen finishing at an absolute high here. And the players can take an awful lot from this afternoon. They've certainly rediscovered their pride and their passion. This is Glass sending the ball in. And it's McCall who committed that error, who scoops the ball away. So it's the Aberdeen fans in the Richard Donald stand who are celebrating. That's a minute of stoppage time played now. And Aberdeen keeping the ball where they want it, deep inside Rangers territory, and they've got themselves a free kick just outside the penalty area. So can they put some icing on the cake here? It's Joe Miller who's over the ball. Shearer's inside the penalty area, so too is Dodds, but that's a poor one. And towards the near post, so no problem at all for Ali Maxwell. Right up until recent years, Rangers had only 3 wins here at Pittodrie, 3 wins and 30 visits before a little bust from them, but the misery continues in this northernmost outpost of top-class football and Scottish football. So that's a free kick to Rangers, and Dodds a bit reluctant to part with the ball. But Aberdeen have it all wrapped up. The referee checks his watch and it's all over. So Roy Aitken goes downstairs to the dressing room. Duncan Shearer there grabbing the second goal that put it beyond any shadow of a doubt. Theo Snelder's playing his part for Aberdeen. There are warm handshakes all round, and that certainly does an awful lot for Aberdeen. Rangers still way out in front in the Premier Division, but this afternoon was a vital one for Aberdeen. They've got the points. Their fans are delighted. Alan McInerney.
Yes, it's only the first rung in a long ladder back up the road to success for Aberdeen. The Big Roy and the whole Aberdeen players can feel a big weight off their shoulders after the game today. But really, even though it's a small hiccup for Rangers, I still can't see them losing the title.
So Billy Dodds, after 57 minutes from the penalty spot, after Shearer had been brought down by Maxwell, and then Duncan Shearer himself finishing it off after 87 minutes. The final score here at Pittodrie Stadium is Aberdeen 2, Rangers 0.
Thanks, Jerry. Charlie, you could sense the real feeling of relief amongst the Aberdeen players and supporters there at the end.
Yes, they played very, very well. Second half they were outstanding and thoroughly deserved to be 2-0 winners.
Great result for Roy Aitken on day one as manager.
Tremendous start for the big man. You can see the team was fired up for the start, and they just got on with the job, and they deserved thoroughly 2-0. I mean, even Billy Dodds' header against the underside of the bar, it could have been more, and I thought Aberdeen played very, very well today.
Duncan Shearer said at the top of the show, Gordon, we need to show 100% commitment. They certainly did that.
They did. Duncan Shearer especially, a fantastic game for them up front, and he worked really hard, and that's the one thing you could say about Aberdeen today. I mean, who could have predicted that result? Certainly not me, but they did work very hard. I thought they would give a good performance, it's got to be said. I thought they would give everything for Roy, but it's a great start to his managerial career, and you know, even Willie will probably be delighted today to show people that you know, the team he was putting together were good enough to do better in the league than they've been doing.
And as I said to Charlie, Gordon, great jubilation for these supporters. They really needed that today.
Well, they not only needed a good result, a good win, they needed it probably against one of the major teams, and to win against Rangers will really put them in great fettle. And you can imagine Aberdeen's the type of team that could get a tremendous lift from that. The Scottish Cup's coming up next week. They could get a run in the Cup. Who knows? You know, Big Roy may be lucky for them.
Willie Miller will have been watching it. What will he think, do you think?
I think he will be happy. I mean, I'm sure you would agree with that, Charlie. Willie will probably be delighted with it.
Well, what I'll be as happy as anybody they got a result today, because what happened with Willie was fed up being second to Rangers, and they beat Rangers today with more or less his side, so he'll be as thrilled as Roy.
All right, well.
Thistle players applauded as champions Rangers took to the field at Ibrox, but it shouldn't be forgotten that the Jags have done well too this season, staying in the top flight. Rangers should have taken the lead early. Alex Cleland, if you're watching, I'd look away now. But Thistle had their early chances too. A well-worked move into the danger area. Taylor and Foster involved, but Maxwell blocked McDonald's effort there. A goal was sure to come, and it almost did. Again, Cleland was heavily involved. Haitley had a crack on the edge of the box. Walker couldn't hold it, and Cleland couldn't score from the rebound. But Thistle almost made Rangers pay for that miss. Foster out wide on the left. He nipped inside Craig Moore and picked out McDonald, who lined it up for Taylor, and Rangers lucky to survive that. And the champions went ahead just after that. Skipper for the day, Durant's corner, Moore with the scoring header. And they went for a second goal right at the start of the second 45. Laudrup with the nicely flighted cross, Haitley just too high with the header. But Rangers fans like the look of this lad, young Paul McKnight, with a good hit from distance. There were chances aplenty now. Durant inside the box. Walker just touched it away from Haitley, and Mikhailichenko blasted it into the Copeland Road end. Then a quite amazing survival act by Thistle. Durant to Laudrup. Walker saved. Haitley couldn't put it in. Durant set up Laudrup once again, and what do you know, a rare moment of embarrassment for the Great Dane. But McKnight impressed the home fans once again with another good strike from long range. Goalkeeper Andy Gorham entered proceedings, and he got a rousing welcome from the Ibrox faithful. Mind you, he didn't know too much about Thistle's equaliser 3 minutes from time. A tremendous shot coming up here from Alec Taylor. And another well-earned point for the Jags. After the final whistle, Rangers skipper Richard Gough was presented with the Premier Division trophy by Lord McFarlane. And the Rangers players took a bow, having clinched a 7th consecutive title. And one interested onlooker not...
Of all the trophies on display in a glittering array here at Ibrox, this is the one we strive to win the most. If we had our way, the Premier Division Championship trophy would end up here every season. In 1994-95, for the 7th year running, we got our wish. This is a story of 7 in a row. The start of the new season inevitably heralds the arrival of new faces. For Rangers, that meant Brian Laudrup coming from Fiorentina in Italy and Basil Bolly from the French side Marseille for a combined outlay of more than £5 million. They were paraded in our pre-season tournament at Ibrox in August, live on Sky.
Laudrup's pass for McCoist. Haitley goes in! Mark Haitley scores for Rangers! Laudrup. This is Trevor Stephen. 2-0 to Rangers. No chance for Zenga once the shot was deflected. Very open and entertaining first half. Brown not clearing decisively. Dierkevard, they're still in there battling for it. Bertorelli, and he scored. No more than Sampdoria deserved. Maspero. Jugovic. Making space for himself to shoot. And Andy Gorham went a long way but didn't keep it out. And it's 2-2 and Sampdoria have struck again. Melli, he's through, he's in, he starts round Andy Gorham, and Sampdoria, after being 2 goals behind, lead 3-2. Platt. Oh, he's walked through here, and he's brought down, and Sampdoria have a penalty, a foul on David Platt. Bertorelli is going to take it. In the 90th minute, it's 4-2 to Sampdoria. They've surely sealed it now.
Moore did well with that clearance, turning defence into attack with one ball. This is McCoy's, that's for Jury. Ferguson in the middle, Durant supporting from midfield.
We needed competitive matches against strong opposition before our preliminary round at European Cup tie against AEK Athens. But the 2-0 defeat in Greece left us struggling to make the Champions League. A striker called Dimitris Sarabakos was threatening to ruin our season before it had even begun. The new sponsors of the Scottish League introduced themselves on the eve of the start of the league campaign, which followed a summer of upheaval for some clubs.